Hi, welcome to another PhotoLink video. This one is going to be using lenses on your DSLR. For this particular purpose, we're going to use Sony Alpha Series DSLRs, and we're going to be talking more specifically about the MD lens series that was produced in the 60s, 70s, and up to about 85 by Minolta. They made about 30,000 of them a day at their height, so there are a lot of them in yard sales, eBay, junk shops, you name it, and they can be bought for almost nothing. If you'll take a look up here, I have a picture that was shot with a 28mm MD, or I think it was an MD Vivitar 2.8 that I purchased for $1. The sharpness of this image really rivals any lens that I use. The color, the sharpness, and everything. It's truly a fantastic lens. In addition to that, this image was shot by a 400mm telephoto. It was an MC series that came off Minolta SRT 101. This particular lens cost me nothing. A guy gave me a bag full of, or a box full of camera stuff, and that was in it. It kind of goes on and on. In addition to using the lenses, what you're also going to open yourself up to is the whole world of extras that are out there. Tilt-shift lenses, excuse me. Ultra-wide angle lenses, bellows, extension tubes, all sorts of things that fit the actual MDMC mount. The first thing that we have to do is procure an adapter to take the MDMC bayonet in one end and convert it to the alpha mount, or the MA bayonet mount on the other end that will go into the Sony. If you notice the thickness of the adapter, this makes the lens sit farther out than it was designed. So what we have to have is we have to have an optical element within that adapter to allow it to achieve affinity or infinity focus. Now, if you knock that element out, you're going to get better pictures, but you will only be able to focus to 5 feet, or if you buy one without a element in the center, which a lot of people use for macro. The red dot aligns with the Sony lens alignment mark, and then you have a lens release knob to release the MC or MD lens. When one of these lenses is mounted to your camera, you lose the ability of the autofocus. You also lose the ability of the aperture, but what you do get is you get fast, very high quality lenses at extremely low price. Your aperture is going to be controlled by your aperture control ring, as you can see in this illustration, and your focus is going to be controlled by the focus ring. One point, if you're using a camera like an A300, an A330, an A350, or A380, what you'll want to do is not use your live view, because you'll need the viewfinder in order to make sure that your focus is precise. But anyways, this is an actual MD lens, and it's mounted into the adapter after the adapter is mounted to the camera. Make sure that both are securely clicked into place. Once the lens is attached with the camera, or to the camera, the first thing that we'll want to do is set the camera for taking pictures with a manual focus lens. The first thing that we'll want to do is turn our autofocus switch to MF for manual focus. This is done either with a switch or the knob on the side of the Alpha cameras. The next thing that we're going to want to do is turn our steady shot to off. Steady shot is actually designed to work with a specific focal length of a lens, and it usually reads that from the lens. Since it can't read the lens, we're going to set it to off. Yes, there are adapters with chips built in them that allow you to specify a focal length of the lens you're applying. I'm not covering them here because I'm not using them. I use just a standard adapter with no chips installed in the adapter. Another thing that you're going to want to do is if you have focus confirmation set or required, you'll have to go into your menu and turn that off. On many of the cameras, it will have a menu item that says that the camera has to be in focus before the shutter fires. You'll want to turn that off. Then after you've set your steady shot off, the front to manual focus, what you'll want to do is ensure the camera is set to manual. Manual operation is initiated by turning the control knob and set it to M for manual. If you notice, you have a shutter wheel. When you're in manual, you have a wheel on the front side of the hand grip. When turn changes your shutter speed. That is going to be your primary control of exposure for the manual operation. So remember, the wheel sets the shutter speed. Your primary tool for determining your exposure is the EV scale, either in the back of the camera or in the viewfinder. If you cannot arrive at a shutter speed and aperture combination that you need to, you can adjust the ISO to achieve the necessary exposure. But as you turn your shutter speed and your with the front wheel in front of the hand grip, or the wheel in front of the hand grip, and the aperture control on the lens, the EV scale will move. And what you need to do is check the confirmation of that by pressing halfway down on your shutter button. Sometimes it rechanges the registration of the EV scale. So what you do is you adjust your aperture ring on the lens, and then you adjust your shutter speed with the wheel in front of the hand grip to achieve the desired exposure. Here is a picture of the viewfinder on an A850. If you'll notice, you have a shutter speed indicator, and you also have an EV scale. Those are all the things that we basically talked about that needed to set the exposure. So there you go. Here we're back to a picture taken with an MD lens on an 850. There are a couple of things that you should be made aware of. Number one, you're interfering with the optical path to the lens, so some bizarre things can happen. But the point is this: they don't happen that often. My particular adapter will focus past infinity. So what I have to do is I have to focus back just slightly, just a few degrees, to achieve sharp focus. Also, I've found that to achieve really critically sharp pictures, I usually have to stop down an inch or two, or I mean a stop or two, excuse me, or I will get perhaps soft focus on the edges. It's all kind of experimental, but it's very well worth it. It's leading to some of the most sharpest images I've obtained to date. Please visit my site for samples of images that were shot with various MD lenses. I'm building a collection, and thank you for watching this video. Have a good day. My site is on the next frame.